Well, BioWare told us that N7 Day this year would be slow. And it was. It definitely was. N7 Day being November 7th of each year, where we get to celebrate everything Mass Effect, the legendary sci-fi RPG series from BioWare. One that actually has an upcoming game, Mass Effect 5. And something else. But really, while it is still a bit of a slow news day for Mass Effect, that means that I just get an excuse to talk a little bit about Mass Effect 5 and also the really big reveal that they did give us for N7 Day that actually isn't related to a video game, at least not in the traditional sense. Now, N7 Day being slow is understandable given that BioWare just launched their long-awaited sequel to Dragon Age Inquisition and fourth overall in that series after 10 years in the making through lots of bumps and bruises along the way, even needing to bring in some of the Mass Effect team to get the game over the finish line. But that doesn't mean there weren't things to talk about, and lots of credit to the thread over at the Mass Effect Reddit by Ryscream, which I'm realizing I'm probably pronouncing that name wrong, so I apologize. But they collected so much of this information and directed me to the places that I needed to go. It made my life much, much easier. There's a giveaway going on over there, and they have some awesome art as well, so definitely worth checking out if you like Reddit. Let's start with the game, Mass Effect 5. As promised by BioWare, N7 Day was small. Now, we didn't really get any new information on Mass Effect 5 that we didn't really know leading up to this, but there is some things that I want to touch back on. Specifically, I wanted to talk about a couple things that Michael Gamble, who is the head of this project, had to say over the last couple months. First, starting about 8 months ago, regarding Mass Effect 5, on March 23rd, 2024, Michael Gamble confirmed that the EP, the art director, the creative director, and the game director are all veterans of the original Mass Effect trilogy. We also know that with Veilguard out, there are no current plans for a DLC for Veilguard, as BioWare's focus is now completely on Mass Effect 5. Well, I guess except for patches, because we just got a patch for Veilguard basically fixing some bugs. We know that the game will be a single player experience, and on October 28th of 2024, Michael Gamble said the following. Lots of people ask me about Mass Effect now that Veilguard reviews are out. Both are from the same studio, but Mass Effect is Mass Effect. How you bring a sci-fi RPG to life is different than other genres or IPs, and has to have different kinds of love. Regarding tone questions, Mass Effect will maintain the mature tone of the original trilogy. This is all I'm gonna say for now. For fans of the original trilogy of Mass Effect, there's been a lot of talk about the trilogy specifically around this game, and less so about Andromeda. And personally, seeing how Veilguard shifted toward Mass Effect, especially in how they approach combat and the use of companions in combat, I think we're looking more like a return toward those beloved trilogy games, at least in tone and perhaps even in playstyle. We'll honestly just have to wait and see, but I really expect next N7 Day, so about a year from now, to have a lot more information than we did in this one. But I wouldn't expect anything like trailers or anything at the Game Awards next month in December. The one pretty big thing we did get from N7 Day was actually an exclusive story from Variety on a Mass Effect TV series. We'd already heard that Mass Effect was having a TV series back in like 2021, but we hadn't really had any confirmations until now. The Mass Effect TV series is already in the works, coming from Amazon and from the writer of the Fast and Furious 9, Daniel Casey. Michael Gamble, project director, executive director, and most importantly, the person leading the team making the aforementioned Mass Effect 5, will be one of the executive producers on the show. What we didn't get from the announcement was any kind of plot details, whether this will follow the original trilogy, take on a new story, or do something different. Given the success of TV series like The Last of Us and Fallout, I'll remain optimistic about the show until proven otherwise. At least there shouldn't be any controversies over wearing or not wearing a helmet like certain other sci-fi TV series from beloved sci-fi games. And it's really nice hearing that Michael Gamble will actually be part of the production. Now, you can actually celebrate N7 Day with other games and some crossovers. You can celebrate in the recently released Veilguard with some awesome looking Mass Effect inspired armor that becomes available in the lighthouse in a chest next to the workshop after you have completed Harding's mission, the Singing Blade. Or it will already be there if you've already done the mission before the patch. You do need to update your game with Veilguard's patch 1, which just dropped with bug fixes, and it's It's kind of a meaty patch. I think I downloaded it just recently. It was like 40 something gigs. I don't know why it was such a big patch, but it was a big patch for me. Or if you're looking for something more sci-fi to celebrate N7 Day, you can hop over into No Man's Sky and play the Beachhead mission, which I believe has been kind of reworked for this N7 Day to be a bit better to bring up the quality. As a bonus to all of this, since the Legendary Edition released a while back, Mass Effect's Legendary Edition has been given away a couple times in a couple different places and put on sale, and that's actually what's happening right now. You can pick up the trilogy with hundreds of hours of remastered gameplay of one of the most beloved RPG series of all time for freaking $9. 3 games for $9 on Steam. That's all it costs, and you can grab it now up until now and between November 11th. So if you're wanting to go ahead and grab it, if you don't have it already, now's a good time to do so, but you gotta be quick to do so. There's also a lot of merch out there, including a $500 jacket that looks fantastic on the model, but I definitely could not pull that shit off. Maybe you can though, if you have $500 to spend. That's expensive as shit. It's a quiet N7 day, but the future is looking pretty damn bright for sci-fi RPGs so far. Between this and Exodus, and perhaps, dare we hope, Saber's Knights of the Old Republic remake, per Saber Interactive's latest investment report. And hot off the heels of their success with Space Marines 2, things are looking up if you like to journey among the stars in your RPGs. But in the meantime, while we wait, I think I'll just get back to Veilguard for a little bit, because I've been told that I have a gut-wrenching, heart-rending Act 3 to look forward to, or cry over. We'll just have to see. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Have a great day.